Hello and welcome to the BRANDINFLOW Podcast. I'm your host and guide, Kru Romar, and in this podcast we'll talk about how you can transform your business into a brand your customers won't be able to resist, as you will get to know how to stand out, attract the right people, and stay in their mind by creating a feeling, an experience, a strong reputation for your business. With our weekly episodes, we want to turn you into a brand leader for you to know which actions you need to take to build and grow your brand consistently and passionately. So are you ready to brand and flow to make your business grow? Let's go. Welcome to the second episode of the BRANDINFLOW Podcast. I am so happy to have you here. You are the brand leader of your business, making sure to brand your business into your customer's mind. It sounds cruel, but that's what we're doing. We're making sure that we own a space in our customer's mind and they keep thinking about our business whenever they face an issue, whenever they face like they want to, get some positivity into their life, whatever we represent. But they think about us as the solution that they need in their life. Today, I want to talk about what's a brand identity and why you need to define your brand identity. Now, first things first, your brand identity is not your visual identity. I know that there is a lot out there saying that this is your brand identity, but let me be honest with you. It's a big part of your brand identity because we as humans, we do recognize a lot of things through seeing it. But at the end, just because we saw it doesn't mean that it will stay in our mind. What we need to make sure is that we build this identity more and more. Same like your personal identity. Think about it. I mean, it's not just what you wear. What you wear might get the interest of other people that feel like attracted to what you're wearing, liking your style or, the way you look and thinking that this is a style that they want to wear or, express themselves with. You will attract certain people to you and you might not attract certain people to you that will think that this is not the way I want to look or this is not the way I want to be perceived. Now, when it comes to your business, the same thing. It's not just what you wear. It makes an impact, but you need to make sure that you're able to express yourself in that way. And nowadays, a brand is really not about the way you look. It's about what kind of beliefs you have, what kind of values you share, why you are doing it, and why people should really care for you. Why should I be interested in talking to you over and over again if I just like your style, but when you talk to me, I'm like totally disconnected? I wouldn't. If I knew that you would share value with me and you would have an impact in my life, you would make me smile, laugh, and my life better, I would keep talking to you. I would keep engaging with you. But only through your look, that's only for a short period of time. But what we're looking for here is to build you as the brand leader to make sure that you're able to have a long-term success with your business. That's what we're focusing on. And that's why we are developing strategies to build and grow your brand and to manage your brand, to make sure that you are able to consistently manage and develop and grow your brand over and over again. That's why you are the brand leader. So a brand identity, you can imagine it like, as I said, like you. It's the way you talk. It's what you say. It's what kind of words you use if you sound professional. It's the way you look, how you are acting. If you are more, funny or if you're more professional. It all depends on what you want to portray and how it will fit into the people that you want to attract. So when we talk about your brand identity, we need to make sure to know first whom we want to attract as well. That clarity, knowing whom we want to attract, will help us to express ourselves in a more confident way. Because confidence is such an important part when you're building and growing your brand. Because there will be a lot of people trying to back you down from it. But a brand is only built over a long period of time. You cannot build a brand within a few days because people, and you can agree to it, I'm sure, you don't trust immediately. Trust is something that needs to be built. And our buying decisions are based on trust. That's why you need to stay consistent. That's why you need to do it over a certain period of time to make sure that you gain that trust from your audience, that you gain that trust from your customers to buy again from you, not just one time. Okay? And we talked about the identity, including really everything you can imagine as a human. And I want to highlight it here. We're trying to build human brands. We're trying to transform your entity into a human brand. So to create an identity for your entity, because an identity has no life. It's an LLC or whatsoever. It has no life until you are giving it life. And it starts to get life when you as a business owner start to put work into it. When you hire people, it gets even more life. When you express it and your customers get attracted to it and you grow, it starts to get more and more life, right? And that's in your hand. Hey, brand leader, it's in your hand. So the identity we're trying to create has to be human, saying like you and me, okay? And the reason why we create human brands is because people buy from people. I'm sure, you know that. And people want to know what is going on, what do you believe, why you're in the market, why you want to offer them these certain products or services. What's your backstory? When did you start? Yeah, people want to know these things to connect and relate with you. We are social people. We want to find a community, a tribe. We have this. It's in us. We want to have that. So you need to create that. And in order for you to create it, as I said, you need to know your audience and you need to know how you're able to connect with that audience, if that's even possible. You are not trying to adopt. You have beliefs, you have ideas, and you need to find the counterpart. It's really like a puzzle piece. You're one part of the puzzle piece, and you're trying to find out what's the other part that will fit to it. And how will I make sure that this puzzle piece will find its place? Okay? So creating your identity, there's many ways that you can use. But start with getting to know your audience and what you want to represent. Okay? Find those two puzzle pieces. And, showing it visually, when you're trying to find out who your target audience is, you would definitely go into, like demographics and psychographics, like who are they, how old are they, where they live, and so on and so forth. This is only a part of what you need to focus on. What you more need to focus on is their identity patterns. What are their preferences? What do they do in their day-to-day life? You're trying to get to know the whole person. So you're able to relate to them, not just on one point, on one touch point, saying, okay, you have that pain point, so I'm offering you a solution. You're trying to connect to them, like I said, like the best friend, like a good friend they want to always connect to and, ask for support and support as well on the other side, right? So that's what you're trying to build. So when you got to know whom you're trying to attract, a good tip I could give you that helped me a lot and helps my clients a lot is try to visualize it. Because we have a visual memory, like we like to see things, right? We like to touch things, we like to smell, like we need to use our senses for it. So visualize them. Think about what kind of environment they live in, how they live their life, what they are focused on, right? Go on any website where you find any stock images and put together a mood board of your dream client, dream customer. By the way, we should talk about ideal customer and dream customer in another episode. So, because there's a big difference in both of them, in what you need to do to attract them to your business. We'll talk about that in another episode. So when you have visualized it, you can put it somewhere in your office or, save it. And whenever you feel there's a disconnect, you just look at all these pictures and think about, imagine that dream client, dream customer, and put all your actions and efforts out to attract these people to you, right? And that's how you build your identity. And a big part of your identity is as well to find out what kind of words you need to use to influence people. And I can definitely recommend you to have like a brand vocabulary list. Write down words that you want to use over time that are the same, they have the same meaning, but you use different words that mean the same thing that you keep using in your communication so that it will stick to people's mind. Because what I see a lot of time as well is that people have like a visual identity and they keep using their logo everywhere. That's not how you build a brand, right? You need to have repetition in there, but it needs to be different as well because we get bored if we see the same things over and over again. I think you can relate to it. So focus on using different ways to convey your message. Write down lists of vocabularies you want to use in different ways to express consistently who you are, what your business is, and why people should care. Okay? And there are many ways how you can create your identity. But in order for you to stay consistent, you should really focus on it first and have in mind whom you want to represent and whom you want to attract, because that will help you to focus and not change the paths over and over again, which at the end leads to mistrust because people get confused what you're trying to convey them. Okay? So we talked about visualizing your dream customer. Why don't you do it for your brand? How would your brand talk? How would your brand look? How would your brand react to certain situations? What does your brand believe in? What do you want to convey, right? Focus on that. Put those 2 mood boards or put those 2 posters together and always keep them somewhere where you're able to check on them. Whenever you feel like, oh my God, I feel a bit lost, check it and then align yourself again. Is this action I want to take? Is this social media post I want to post? Is this story I want to post? Is it really aligned to my brand persona and to my dream customer persona? Is this what I want to represent? You can do it. You will do it. And you will do it with confidence. Trust me, you are the brand leader. Don't forget that, okay? So let's sum up this episode. We talked about your brand identity and that it's not just a visual brand identity, that it's much more. That's the way you talk, the way you look, the way you act, what you believe in, how you are taking actions, how you classify your personality, how you express yourself, right? It's so much more than your visual brand identity. And you have learned different ways how you might experience the way your brand personality looks, acts, talk, and expresses it, right? So use those methods and let me know what you think about it. Let me know if it helped you to focus more on what you want to express. Because remember, a brand is not what we think it is what they think it is. They is the people that interact with our business. So stay focused, stay aligned. You got this. You are the brand leaders, and always make sure to align every action that you're taking, not out of the point of view of you as a business owner, your personal preferences, more than what value am I offering to my customers? So always choose their perspective and put yourself into their shoes, and you will see that your brand will grow over time. You got this. Let's do it. That's it for the second episode of the Brandinflow podcast. I can't wait to see you in the next episode where we'll talk about ideal customer versus dream customer and why we should focus more on our dream customer. See you there. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode and it was helpful for you. To provide you more insights and tips, I need your feedback. So please rate or leave a review. Connect with me. And if you know a passionate entrepreneur who would benefit from this episode, share it with them so we can grow together. Can't wait to have you back in the next episode of the Brandinflow podcast. Until then, don't forget, if you brand and flow, your business will grow.